Hello and welcome to the 6th video in this series on using ResearchGate to build an international profile. The topic of this video is using ResearchGate to share research. So before I begin, I want to talk a little bit about why it's important to share our research. As academics, our job is to contribute to our various fields by conducting research, and we want as many people as possible to see that work, interested academics and stakeholders. But unfortunately, because of Western hegemony and the dominance of English as a lingua franca, it means that research and researchers who are not from the main centres of the UK and the USA are often not given enough attention. And so being able to promote work from various different countries in different languages is one potential benefit of using academic social networks such as ResearchGate. Online promotion of research is very common these days. So it's not just researchers who are sharing their work, it's also journals often promote on various social networks, funders, the media. So we're seeing a move from paper to online, and moving into the future, it's going to be more and more a necessity for researchers to engage in online sharing of their research. There are a number of benefits, potential professional benefits. Firstly, visibility of our research. We might publish in a journal that it might not be widely read, so we want to share it beyond that small audience. The more people that see our work, the more chance it has of being cited. There have been some studies recently, including this one from 2022, that looked at the impact of sharing research on social media, and it found that there is a positive correlation with citations. So more citations, the more a research paper is shared online. It can help to build your reputation as a researcher and put you in touch with more researchers in your field, so that might lead to more collaborations and networking. And we're finding, especially these days during the pandemic, there's been more of a move for collaborations online. Many collaborations personally that I have started online. So in our study of ResearchGate users in Japan, we found that most of our participants knew about the sharing features of the platform, but mostly they didn't use them or didn't use them effectively. So I'll just share this figure from our paper. These are 6 ways in which researchers could promote sharing of their papers and research online. And you can see 97%, 93%. This is the knowledge of those features, such as posting information in Japanese, for example. But as you can see, most of our participants had never or very rarely actually engaged with these features. So in today's video, I'd like to take you on a little bit of a tour of how to do this for yourself. So what you want to do is to add your research to your profile. So if you need some help making your profile, the previous video gave a tour of how to do that. But now that you have your profile set up, you'll go to your profile page, and at the top you'll see this Add New button next to your photo. This will come up, so you can add all different types of research, including preprints and conference and presentations. But I'm going to choose here published research, and then I get to have a selection of what I'd like to post here. So you can also add something new if it's not here. So if I choose article, the first thing you will be asked is to upload a file. Now you don't have to, you can skip this immediately if you don't want to, but take a moment to think about if you want to add a file and what type of file. You can choose to make it public so that anyone on ResearchGate can see and download. You can choose to make it private so that only you and your co-authors can see the file, but that means you can send it easily to people who make a request for your paper. You can add the actual paper as it was published or a preprint version. So you have a decision to make here. It might take a little bit of homework to decide based on the copyright issues. So if you need, you can jump back to video 4 where we talk about some of those copyright issues. But if you're unsure, you can skip and come back later. Then you'll be asked to add some details such as the title, any authors, and the dates and the links to the papers, and to add some more details. So here is where you can add your abstract or a summary, and that can be in English or in Japanese. So even if you have a paper in Japanese, you can add a bilingual abstract so that more people can see what you are doing, even if they can't understand the paper itself. So you'll be asked some information here. The more information you give is going to be better for your use of ResearchGate. As the platform starts to understand what types of interests you have, it will get better at recommending different research to you. So as much detail as you can is always a good thing with these algorithm-based platforms. So once you've added your research, this is what you'll see when you go to your profile page, and what everyone will see is your research here, and this will be the number of uploads, not necessarily files, and you will see the big list here. So there's 73, mostly articles, a few chapters. I've got my doctoral thesis here, and if I just choose an article here, I will see this basic information, and you will see here that I have a private full text added. So I don't have the full text for everyone. It's not copyright, it's not open access, but people can request easily a copy, and I am always open to sending that to individuals for their own personal use. I think research, especially publicly funded research, should be available to everyone. So next I'll actually go here so you can see the types of information that people will see and that you will see about your paper. Okay, so this is something like what you will see if you go to your page, your research page. Lots of information to help people find the article, so they can go here and find the original. They will need to have access. They'll see the abstract. If there's a full text, they'll be able to download it. They can't here, so what they will see is a button to request. But probably what will be of interest to you is, for example, citations. 4 people on ResearchGate have cited my work, so I could go to their profile and see their papers and see who they are and build my connections there. Maybe it's a paper I've never read before but is relevant to my field. You can see how many people are reading. You can specifically share this on Twitter or share it as a message to people, maybe in your faculty or in your that you met at a conference, and you can quickly share the research. Now also at any time you can go to hear more and you can add the full text if it becomes open access or you work out what type of document you're allowed to upload. You can also add figures and supplementary resources. So if you've got some data sets or maybe a link to a video that you made about the paper, so you can edit as you go. So this is basically what other people will see when they come to your research page. So what now? You've added the research that you've done in the past, and you might add every time you do something new or you get something published. For me, when I get a paper published, I have a list of things to do. I put it on Research Map, it goes on ResearchGate, it goes on my CV, and then it goes also on Twitter. I also use Twitter to promote my research and engage with researchers. That takes a little bit of work, but for me, the benefits certainly outweigh the little bit of work that it takes. But really what happens next is done by the algorithm. So other users will see your research depending on their interests. They may like or follow your work, and they might download papers or request copies of your papers. And ResearchGate will send updates about engagement with your research. So when you log in, you'll see this mark here, and there might be a number there, and so you'll get some information. So for example, 2 days ago someone cited my paper, so I can click on that and I can maybe get to know a paper that I didn't know about that is related to my field. And I can get to know who the researcher is. It might be someone who I really respect, and I'm very happy that they've looked at my work, and there is a chance then that we could collaborate in the future, or at least start some discussions together. So that will be the focus of our next video. How to use ResearchGate to network internationally with researchers. So I hope to see you there, and have a good day.